So this time I'm going to show the question layout types of a matrix and then graphic slider and slider layout type. And instead of creating them from scratch this time, I'm going to import them as a part of a block. Now you can import blocks, you can import questions as I guess a singular unit as well. But this time I'm just going to import blocks because I know I have these questions embedded in the blocks already. So first thing I'm going to do is on the previous block, select import from library and go to where my block library is with my templates, and I labeled them such that I can tell at a glance that this has a matrix style layout question. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Quick note about this, you have the option of selecting a one-time copy of whatever you're importing, or you can import it as a reference, but you have to caveat about importing it as a reference. If you ever change the template, then it's going to propagate to all the surveys that you ever created with this template. So it's a little bit like you better know in the future, like that, you know, that's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and import the block. And here it is. This might look familiar if you're watching this in fall 2021 because we just took a survey with it. And I'm going to go ahead and do a preview of the block element. And here it is in all its majesty. So the benefit of using a matrix type question, the value of it is it's most useful when you need to ask multiple questions that should be rated on the same scale. It's a ton of questions. People don't tend to like these as much. There's a kind of a trend towards taking out these middle ones and just putting it on a range of strongly disagree to strongly agree. And if you could do that on a slider, even better because it's more interactive. But this is an option. I'm going to go back and show a slider. I'm going to do the same thing with a slider. Instead of creating it from scratch, I'm going to go ahead and click on the last block that I had created, import from library. And then I think I mistermed it in the label, so that always throws me a little bit, but it's the one that has scale in the label instead of slider, but it's a slider. And if I can find it, I might not be able to find it. There it is, right in front of me. Okay. Again, I'm going to import it as a one-time copy. And this has a nice image for the first question, the priming question. And then there it is. There's the slider. This is this is the slider type of slider. This is a graphic slider, as you can see up here. The graphic slider has some cool options and a graphic type. It's kind of whimsical, you know, gauge, stoplight. I think my favorite, real quickly, is this one, but it adds a kind of a nice human touch to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a preview of that entire block just so we can see what it looks like. Okay, and this might have a line break in it because you don't see it all at once, which is good. Okay, great. So this is the slider, and then we kept it on the graphic slider, this ridiculous one. All right, ending on a positive note